Today I will explain to you about the system named Xenox. That, as you already guys know, this system is the music system that we use here on Iverstar. So give us all the possibility to we have different type of music on the restaurants, lobbies, bars, basically all the places that we have around the hotel. I will try to do it fast and simple in order for everybody can understand, and we gonna give very basic concepts, no deep knowledge about the system, just basically how it works, what it is, and when we have a problem, what we should to do. Okay, so we're gonna start with what is Xenox. So Xenox basically is the provider of the music service streaming to the hotel. So the Xenox name is basically the name of the brand of the company who provides us the music to all the areas. This one was a project that was proposed several years ago, probably 2-3 years ago, in order for we do a better experience to our guests based on before we used to have the music controlled by the people of the hotel, and we was experimenting problems like the music was no balanced in terms of sound, or sometimes the music was not clean in terms of lyrics. So the company decided to contract the service of streaming in order for we can have the different ambiances on each place of the hotel, as restaurants, bars, lobbies. Okay, so Xenox is basically just the company who gives us the music, right? So we name it as a Xenox system on the hotel, but it's a system that is not just Xenox. It's Xenox with other system that we have, and I'm gonna explain to you soon. We work together in order for we can have the music playing and running on the hotel. As I was explaining to you, Xenox gives to us the possibility to stream music through some playlist. So this playlist has been created by them in order for they can provide to us music on each zone. So at the beginning was just defined for the grand and defined for the suites, but with the pass of the time, basically it take over until the beach hotel. These ones is all the playlists that the company provide to us. The ones that we have here on market as blacks, they are the ones that we have here in Jamaica. Of course, all of these ones, they are distributed on the full resort. For example, we have here a Vietnamese channel. That is the one for or Oriental restaurant there on the suites, right? So each of these one is for each different place that we have. Like for example, the one for the Star Cafe. We have our Japanese restaurant, Italian restaurant, French, right? And I should to explain you like this list, it can be changed, right? This list, it can be changed. The content of this list, it can be changed in terms of artists, in terms of music, in terms of rhythms. So if we don't like something that is there already on the channel, we could change. So the only thing that we need to do is basically send them an email to Xenox. They are located in Spain, so we send the email to them with our suggestions of what type of music we are looking for, or in case on one of our places we are listening some songs that we don't want, like I don't know, for example on the Star Cafe, sometimes before we was having some explicit songs, so we was calling to them in order for they change it and take care of this, right? So the only thing that we need to do is basically send an email to them. So I'm gonna purchase the opportunity to tell you the responsibles in order for change the music is them, and a change of playlist or change of music of one place of the hotel is just, or it should be just authorized by the general manager of the hotel, right? So basically the procedure is general manager identify where they want to change the music. He send us an email, and we send the email to the Xenox company in order for the change, and we can monitor when they do the change. Okay, so well, after this, as you guys see, we have a lot of playlists. We can create more playlists, and as I'm saying, we can change the content and the playlist on each place. So the systems that they gave us, let's go to put an example. Like when you have your TV service, right? You have your TV service like Sky, or here in Jamaica we have Flow. So Xenox is basically like the same than the company will provide you the TV service, right? When you go and contract Sky or Flow, you pay your contract and they give you the service, and they give you a device where you connect to your TV, right? So the company, they just basically give you the channels depending on the package that you have and everything. Well, it's the same here. They give us a device, that is this device. It's basically a computer that needs to be connected to internet. This one is basically the promise that they are giving to you in terms of their services, right? This information has been taken by their web page. So they're telling to you, you have 24 hours of music, then you have unlimited music and download, then you can have control and everything. And well, each device basically give you 4 outputs of audio. These outputs of audio is very important to mention that they are analogic audio. So that is where it comes the other part of the system that I'm going to explain to you now, because these 4 audio basically control 4 places. So let's say, for example, one computer can control the lobby, it can control, like for example, in the case of the suites, it can control the lobby, it control the Star Cafe, it control the Star Prestige, and the gift shop. Just with one device, we control that 4 places with different playlists, right? So each of them have their own flavor, okay? Well, on this case, we're gonna explain to you what we need in order for the system work, right? So this one is very simple, or I'm gonna try to explain simple, right? So we have basically here, that is the system that I was showing to you, that is this. It's basically this one. This system, you just need to have internet connection in order for the music is being updated and downloaded from the internet. So this one, you need to have internet in order for it works. So you need to have internet, you need to have power, of course. So these services, they are provided by maintenance and IT. And once when we accomplish with that, the device will work. Once when you connect it connect to the internet, they're on their network, they detect the device and start to download the music of the playlist that they are defined for that device, right? I need to tell you, here on Jamaica, we count with 8 of these devices. So we're having 32 channels, right? So well, after we receive the music and these devices start to play the music, this music, as I was explaining to you, common analogic. What it means, like this one is already music processed, like if you connect on a speaker, it's gonna start to play. But all these devices, they are centralized on one room. So we don't have all the amplifiers and the speakers on just one room. So we have the amplifiers and the speakers distributed around the full hotel, right? So we have it on the restaurants, on the lobbies, or on the bars, as I explained to you before. So these signals, in order for we can distribute them, they need to go through a network. We are using a system by the very recognized brand QSC. It's a system that I'm going to explain to you soon how it works. Just now is for you to understand, like it's 2 different systems. It's the system will provide us the music, like let's say, as I was explaining to you with the example of the TV service like Flow or like Sky. Then this system, the QSC system, is basically the equivalent to our TV, right? So when you receive your box from the TV service, you need to connect it to your TV in order for you can watch the programs, right? Well, it's basically the same. We receive the service, we receive the content, and then we need to distribute all that content around the hotel. This content is distributed through the network. So we have two networks. We have the network of internet in order for this thing get update, and we have an internal network on the hotel for we can distribute the music on all the places that we want or we need there. So the analogic music is converted to digital. It go into a computer. This one is a computer that is on a rack, and this computer send the signal through a network of IT. We send the music or the signals to each place. On each place, we're having one of these devices. And I'm gonna call it as a modem, just in order for be simple to understand. So it's a modem that convert the digital again to analogic music, and we can inject where is the amplifiers and the speakers, and basically it's on each restaurant, right? It's very, very, very important. We note that, of course, in order for we can do all this work, we need to have the support from the network of IT. So as explained to you, we have two networks, the internal network and the internet, right? So now how this system of QSC works. So QSC, they develop a full system, including software, hardware, that I'm going to explain to you with a little video that I found on the internet that is basically from the brand, for that is you guys can understand what the QSC system works, right? So here we go. This one is the video. You guys enjoy.
Meet little Billy.
Where the heck am I?
Today he's going to learn the right way to build a modern AV system.
Oh, you mean like video calls and loudspeakers and stuff?
Not exactly. Different installations have varying demands for audio, video, and control. Could be as small as a coffee shop or retail store, or as large as a major theme park, corporate campus, or sports stadium. Just as an example, let's look at a meeting room, little Billy.
Oh, my name is not Billy.
Sure it is, little Billy. Here's just some of the components needed to equip this room to make audio and video calls.
That's a lot of different hardware components.
You know, the technical term is a complete mishmash of disparate components. Audio processors, video routers, control systems, protocol converters, conferencing cameras, proprietary network protocols, every one made by a different manufacturer, and none were designed to work together. Pretty special, huh?
What?
Now it's your job to figure out how to make them work. Have at it, kiddo.
These clearly don't go together. I don't know how to do this.
Don't worry, neither does your IT team. You need an integrator or programmer to resolve the mishmash, instead of letting them focus on solving real customer problems. Go on, pay the man, little Billy.
What, like with my own money?
Hurry up, he's paid by the hour.
What? I don't get it. All of this for just a few conference rooms?
A few conference rooms? You want more than one, little Billy?
Hey, stop calling me that.
For that, you'll need more processors. Here, here, and here. Oh, you missed a few. Don't worry. Each room needs to be designed from scratch. None of them will speak to each other, and you have no way of easily monitoring them all. Isn't that fun?
No, it seems really expensive and inefficient, both from a hardware and design perspective.
Don't worry, little Billy. As soon as your organization tries to scale up and add new functionality, you'll need to rip and replace some of it. Come to think of it, probably all of it.
Why do you keep saying don't worry? Everything you've said sounds terrible.
Well, that's the way it is, little Billy.
But why?
Because that's the way it's always been, little Billy.
Hi, are you talking to that narrator guy?
Yeah, he's got me all confused about modern AV.
Yeah, nobody likes that guy. What's your name?
Patrick.
Little Billy.
Nice to meet you, Patrick. Have you heard of QSys from QSC?
No.
Okay, so QSys is an integrated audio, video, and control platform. It starts with things like this: a solid IT-centric architecture and a standard network infrastructure. If you look on the inside, you'll see things you probably recognize: Intel processors, enterprise servers, Linux, IEEE network protocols. These are the technologies that you normally depend on to make your infrastructure work, and they are the basis for the QSys AV real-time operating system.
Well, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, so what that means is you can, with QSys, make a standard AV room put that in the data center, and then scale up from there to grow along with your system.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, what about this guy?
Well, because Qsys is standards-based, it's a lot easier for your IT team to manage the little things and troubleshooting. That leaves this guy free to spend his focus on making a better AV experience for everyone.
Oh, well, I like that. Okay, well, what about all of this stuff?
Well, Qsys takes all of these devices normally associated with disparate audio, video, and control hardware
My boxes.
and replaces them with an integrated software platform.
What's that?
Well, do you have your phone on you?
Yeah, it's right here.
All right.
Where do you put the nickels?
That guy's still here?
Unfortunately. So your phone is an integrated software platform. You don't carry a whole bunch of hardware components with you, right? You don't have a calculator in your pocket and a video game console in your pocket and a GPS unit, right? You just download those features onto your phone. That's the same thing as with Qsys. And because Qsys uses Intel processing, we have an enormous amount of headroom for all of the features, not only that you're going to be using today, but all the features that you may add and license in the future.
Yeah, you can't just get rid of all hardware.
He's right. What about all the loudspeakers and amplifiers and cameras and
Sure,
touchscreen?
you still have all of those AV endpoints, but the good news is that QSC makes them all too. We have an entire ecosystem of peripherals that are designed to work seamlessly with the Qsys enterprise platform. And for the endpoints that we don't make, well, you can use Qsys as the on-ramp for all the control and management of them. Oh, let's keep going.
There's more.
Well, of course there's more. This is more than just meeting rooms. This is about retail stores and theme parks, movie theaters, convention centers, airports, you name it.
Wait, there's Qsys platforms for this stuff too?
No, there's one Qsys platform, and it scales from the small enterprise to the large.
Oh, that's actually pretty nifty.
Qsys is in some of the largest installations in the entire world, and it has been for years. Anywhere that you want to install, configure, and manage AV, we can be there, including here.
Where the heck am I?
The future. Sort of. You want a company that is going to be prepared for tomorrow's challenges, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, QSC are the innovators of the future. Their engineers basically invented configurable DSP and networked audio. And they were the first ones to take AV software and put it on an off-the-shelf server. Their IT-centric software-based architecture
means that Qsys can scale into the future, right?
That's right.
Like for plug-in development for devices that don't even exist yet?
That's the ticket, yeah.
How about global remote monitoring and management of AV?
Hey, even narrator guys got it.
You guys, QSys is the bee's knees.
Keep trying, narrator.
To learn more about the Qsys platform, go to qsc.com/Qsys.
Well, we come back here, guys. So, as you guys see, the idea to show you this video is to show you all the capacities that the system that we have can offer to us, right? It's a very, very, very good system. It's a very, very complete system, and it works great. But once when we're gonna have the internet, or the network, better say, or the requirements that it needs, better say, that is a network that it need to be flowing on gigabit protocol, and of course the power that we need to administrate energy to all the devices that we have, including amplifiers, speakers, and everything. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the problems that we have after the presentation, but well, I hope with this video be a little bit more clear what type of system we have, right? So this one is the system that we have in order for send the music that Xenox provides us, right? So as I was explaining to you, basically this one is other way how we could see it. So we have the network of IT. So always we're gonna be working with IT in order for they can provide us the service of internet, in order for they can provide us the network for we can send our music, and here on Iberostar and on other places we are controlling all the system through a program named Teamviewer. So the Teamviewer is a second program that allow you to control your computer from a mobile device. It could be other computer, or it could be a telephone, or it could be your tablet, or any device that is allowed by the program. You can control a computer straight. So other of the things that, as I was explaining to you, we need is the network on 1 gigabit and, well, the power, right? Now, we're gonna go, well, this one is a little bit about what's supposed to be. The both systems can give it to you together, right? Then is the online management, then is with the Teamviewer. The multi-room, yes, of course, with the Xenox, with the different channels that they have. The music catalog, well, it's a catalog that Xenox have, and they provide the playlist already, so we don't have access straight to this, but maybe in the future we could do it, right? And the search of the playlist that we have. So now we are going to the most important of this presentation, right? That is who control Xenox. We're gonna continue calling Xenox just as a reference because at this point everybody knows like Xenox is the brand, right? But let's go to continue calling Xenox. So who controls Xenox? So on each hotel we have a group of 3 or 4 people who can control Xenox. On this case is the DJs, entertainer managers, assistants, the audiovisual supervisor or director of all the resort, and of course people from Ibasa when we are having problems. How it works, as I was explained to you, everybody is using the Teamviewer in order for can control with cell phones, but on Jamaica I install one computer, and this computer is installed on each hotel. So each hotel have a computer from, even if they don't have Teamviewer, they can control their own music, not necessarily with the Teamviewer, because Teamviewer, you need to have internet in order for it works. So what happens when we don't have internet? So we need to have the possibility to can control the music, to turn it on, turn it off, put the level a little bit up. I'm gonna show you soon how the computers shows on each place. So the place on the beach hotel is on the sub-manager's office. On the Suites hotel, the computer is on the telephone room, and on the Grand is on the IT room that is behind the front desk. This one is the 3 computers that control the music, right? Well, this one is a little bit more of what I was explaining to you. Like, in order for we can use mobile devices, we need to have internet. So if we don't have internet, we don't gonna be able to connect to that computers, and we connect through the Teamviewer. So there is no hide information, there is no secrets, there is not obstacles in order for the people allow can control or connect to that computers through the Teamviewer. Right, these computers, and they are on the places that I mentioned, they already have installed the Teamviewer. Basically, the persons who have allow in order to connect to the computer, they should to download the application on their phones, and then through a DI and a password, they can get connectivity to the computer. But even as I was explaining, if they don't have the connection, internet, the device, or whatever, they can actually attend the music just from the computer straight, because the computer is available the 24 hours there. So just for you guys know, this one is an example or more or less how the pages looks there on the computer. Soon I will show you the ones of Jamaica. This one apparently is from Mexico, but I'm gonna show you the ones on Jamaica soon, right? So I was explained to you, just only persons designated with password, they're gonna be able to control the music system. On this case, the head DJs, the entertainer manager, there are people allowed in order for the control the music. Okay, so what about Xenox and the cost of Xenox, right? So I was explained to you, Xenox is a service, and as I'm gonna retake again the example of the TV service, right, of the cable service. Once when you get your service, you pay your contract, they give it to you a device in order for you to connect to your TV, right? Well, it's the same. We paid the rental of the systems and the service, and it costs to us 55 euros per server. So each computer, they charge us 55 euros. So This one is for the rental and the service, and of course these devices, they don't belong to us, so we need to take care. And the company, on their contract that they have, they tell us these computers, they should to be protected with a power source and a battery backup, in order to protect ups and downs of power, right? Here on Jamaica, as everybody knows, we're having problems with that. Every time the power go, the generators don't start on time, or people who don't know is just turn it off some breakers and you don't know. So that infrastructure is already set up on the computers in order to protect the servers from Xenox, right? Well, what do we need in order for Xenox to work well? Because this one is basically one of the most important topics of this presentation, and it's very important for everybody knows what is all the requirements that we need in order for it work, and not just it work, like it work well, right? So on first one we have the Xenox servers, right? So the Xenox server, they need to be running, they need to be protected with an outbreak, as I just explained to you. It should to be on a safer place. It means the access is should to be restricted just for persons like IT or the audiovisual team. Should to be on places with AC, and of course the place should to be clean in order for the maintenance and service be easy, right? The second part, we have the IT network. It's very, very important the network of IT is been working, and this one is where actually our problem on Jamaica, at least, the biggest problem that we have. That the network is not powerful enough in order for we can run the system correctly. The network that we need is a network we will run on a 1 gigabyte per second protocol, and well, the network that we have on Jamaica, it runs on 100 megabytes. So 1 gigabyte per second, it means is 1,000 megabytes per second, and we are running on 100. So we are running on the 10% of the speed that the system actually needs. So once when we don't gonna do the upgrade to this network, we don't gonna be able to run the system proper. It's running, it's doing the best that it could do, but it's not working proper. It's like, let's put an example, it's like a pipe that you need to run water. Of course, if you run all that water for a pipe that is more thin, well, the water you don't gonna run proper, right? Well, it's the same. So the network is not working proper. We're already working with IT. When the system has been installed, this problem has been mentioned to the corporate of IT, and well, unfortunately they didn't want to do the upgrade, talking about budget and money. So I'm on conversations with IT in order for this thing can be upgraded ASAP. So we're gonna present a report of cost very soon, and all of you guys gonna have on your emails this information. But basically this one is the biggest problem that we have, because one of these things, or better say, one of these problems is generating as a snowball effect, right? If the network is not working good, once when the power go on the devices, like let's say somebody turn it off the power, or the power just go, or something like that, the network it don't recover by itself because it's just running on 100 megabytes. So when all the devices that we have around the hotel, they want to connect on the same time, it's not being recognized because the network is not powerful enough in order for recognize the devices. That's the first thing. And second one is the devices that we have, they use the power supply through a protocol named PoE that is coming straight on a cable from the network. So once when the network is resetting because a power go, because we have a shutdown of power or something, the device reset by himself. But on this case, because the network and the power supply for the devices, they are not updated to the protocols that we need, the device don't restart even when the power come back. So this one is obligating to us to reset the power of the devices manually, and this one is taking a lot of time, and this one is where we are failing. Okay, well, the next part that we need to have in order for the system work well is the audio devices, that is involving the I/O flex or the modems, then they are converting the digital signal to analogic, the amplifiers and the speakers. Of course, the speakers, they should to be on a good condition in terms of aesthetics, to be clean, they need to be painted. The ones that they are not working, they should to be replaced. The amplifiers, of course, they need to be serviced. And if we have the network and we have the music and everything, but the speaker is broken, well, the music is not going to have a good quality too, right? So it's very important for we invest on these two, on the replacement of speakers, on the replacement of amplifiers, right? Well, the next is the internet, because with the internet is the feeding for the update of the music for the Xenox servers. Through internet and the Teamviewer, we could do the remote control, and we could do the management through the QSCs too. So it's very important we have the internet available and on good speed, right? Well, and on the last one, of course, and the most important is the payment that we need to do to the company of Xenox in order for the servers they be working. So as I was explaining before, is 55 euros per server, right? So this one is basically the formula that we need to have correct in order for the system works well. I already explained to you which one is the challenges that we are having, and definitely we need to attack them in order for we have a system that runs without any problem. At this point, we're having some failures of the system. I just mentioned 3 here, then they are the most common, but we're gonna mention more, right? So we say here, the network, once when the network is interrupted due to a lack of power of a switcher. So as I was explaining to you, if the power go, the system it don't reset by himself because we are having a problem with the network. So we need to go to reset the device manually, and well, this one is depending if we are having someone in place or on duty on that time from the audiovisual team in order for they could go to do it. When the servers at some point lose the network, which keeps them updated and sync with the schedule. So we are having a problem here because if the servers they don't have internet, eventually they're just gonna stop to play music. They download the music and it's not streaming straight. It's a streaming, they download the music and this music is being played. But after for several times, if these devices don't receive internet, they just stop to play. So it's very important. So he say we need to call IT in order for they check the internet service of the devices. They say when the amplifiers or network distributors are treated off. Well, on this case, if somebody take a breakdown or chip a break because somebody will overload a power outage or something, and we realize where the amplifiers and the modems are installed, they don't have power, well, we need to call maintenance in order for they go to verify and check why the break chip out or who is the one who is turning it off the switch, because it's not safe, and by protocol audiovisuals we don't show to restarting any break from maintenance, because at the end of the time that break is a security device of overload. So if that device is chip out, is because it have a problem. So maintenance is sure to verify that before anybody no authorized arrive to turn on back the service of electricity, because this one is actually causing, it can cause fire or it can cause other network of electricity get burned, okay? And of course we have other, I don't want to call it as a system failures, but I'm gonna call it a problem, right? Like when we're having a problem with the music, with the type of music, or with the timer. than when the music is playing on a time when the restaurant is closed, or is not playing when the restaurant is open. These type of problems is problems that you guys need to report to us through an email. We are having already one Google Sheet in order for you guys can report any incident that we have. And as I was explained to you before, the music, it can be changed. The music is not like it's the music that is there and it's not possible to change. No, the music can be changed, the playlist can be changed, and just the only thing that we need to do is basically send an email, because as I was explained to you, the music is not controlled by us anymore. It's controlled by Xenox, but at the end of the time we could do suggestions of what we want. If, for example, there is a type of music on one of the restaurants or on the lobby that we don't want, or we prefer to have a different type of music, the only thing that we need to do is send an email to them, and they're gonna change it for us, right? So I want to show you how the screens on each hotel looks. So just give me a second. I'm gonna try to do the connection now. And well, you will see how actually the Teamviewer works now, right? This one is how it works on other computer. So once when you have the DI, you're gonna ask you for a password. So you're gonna put the password of the computer, and here we go. So this one is the main computer that we are using to control the system. So this screen is the screen that is showing on the Suites Hotel. We have a screen showing on the Grand. So on your computer, you're just gonna see this screen. You don't gonna see the rest. I designed these screens in order for be simple and easy to operate to everyone. It is the one of the Beach Hotel, Grand, and Suites. Now, what we have on these screens? So on these screens, we have the name of each place, as you guys can see here. I put notes in order for you guys to see. This one is the buttons for turn on or turn off the music. So in this case, for example, the time is 12:55. So the Asian restaurant is off. So that's the reason why it's showing on this, because the timer is saying it's off. So if we press click, now I just turn it on the music there, or turn it on down. Now I set up one level here in order for, in case it's necessary to put the level a little bit more up of the level designed, because we already designed a level there. But in case there is, a group that is doing too much noise and we receive a call that we need to increase the level a little bit or something like that, we just put the level a little bit up, and yeah, that's it. Even if you leave it like that, once when the next event is coming, the level it will come back to 0, then it's 0. That's the reason why I put here the levels always should to be on 0 dBs, because this one is the standard level. But that means we cannot change it. We can increase a little bit in order for make the music be a little bit more present on the restaurant, right? Now, these circles that you see on top is the status button. So it's a perfect opportunity for show you when we have a problem with the network. The circle shows on red, and when the network is working perfect, it shows on green. For example, on this case, on the aqua bar, it's showing a question mark, because it's not just not having network, it's having a problem more big. But this one is because we don't have a device there. As you could see, for example, on the Grand or on the beach, the Beach Hotel is closed now, right? So all the devices there, they are off, including the network devices. So that's the reason why they are showing red, because they don't have power, right? Or they don't have network. So because the hotel, because the pandemic, well, it's closed, right? But as I explained, on all of them, you guys could see we have the level, we have the buttons to turn it on, turn it down, and well, on each place I was explaining to you, we have one of these computers and it's showing this. Okay, so I hope everything is a little bit more clear. Well, if you guys want, I'm gonna show you. This one is the complex of the network, how we have it. So but this one is gonna be for other course, because this type of information is an information more technical than basically is for the persons who program all the music and everything, right? So on this case, we're just gonna finish with the presentation about Xenox, and I hope all this information make you understand more simple how the things works. And of course, if you guys are having any questions or any report on about the system or whatever, as I was explaining to you, there is tools in order for you can report. And I hope it's very clear, or it's a little bit more clear than before. If you have any questions, just call me, or you can send me an email, and I can clarify for you. Okay? So till now, that's it for me. Have a great day. Okay?